I'm back. It's Sunday and I am ready to work on the dog food. So it cooked all night, 10 hours, and now it's ready. I have started to take the veggies out to blend those up, and then I will take the chicken apart, take the bones out, blend that up, and put it all together into mason jars and put it in the freezer. And that'll give me about 6 to 8 jars of food. Each jar lasts about a day and a half, couple days with the dog, so it gives me quite a bit of dog food. So here is the most of the veggies. I have to finish getting them out and getting the liquid. And you won't be able to see that because I noticed earlier my back was turned, so I had to edit that out. So here's what, with some liquid, I'll blend that up, put it into another container temporarily until I get the chicken taken apart. And then, of course, I'll mix it up on that. So, camera. So I'm back briefly. So I wanted to show you. I have ground up most of the veggies. There's still a few in there from getting the bones out. And the chicken is all shredded and in here and ready to be blended up. And then we'll be putting it all together. That will go down as I blend it, so I'm going to add the rest of the veggies, blend everything up, and then I'll show you a little bit of putting it into the jars. It can be a little bit challenging. I saved some money on the regular mouth jars versus the wide mouth. It's hard to find the wide mouth and they're very expensive, so it's a little messy getting it into the jars, especially the first few, but it's totally worth it. I know it seems like a lot of work, 2 days, but the Crock-Pot does most of the work. So you can see that I'm down to my last 2 jars. I probably won't get a full jar out of this one. And you see what happens is I pour it in. I have to use a spoon. Try not to get too messy, but I end up with some of it on the side of the jar. So, and I don't fill the jars all the way because you need to leave room for freezing. Things expand when they freeze. So I leave a little room. I only fill it just to below the rim, and that gives it enough room to expand. And I don't know if you can see, but I have, sorry about the camera thing. I have a stack. I ended up with more than I usually get out of this batch, so that's great. All right. Okay, so I only got a small amount out of that. It's really hard to dig the rest of it out of the Vitamix. So one of these, this and one of these will go in the refrigerator for their next round of feedings, and the rest will go in the freezer. So what I do is I move all of this extra stuff off of this shelf. I went a while without any homemade dog food, so I ended up just putting other things there. So I have to rearrange my freezer a little bit and move some things off of there. And then I can start, I already have this labeled so I don't have to label all of my jars. I just put them in here. And I probably have to move that bread since I have way more than I planned on having. I put them all in here to freeze. And get one more just need enough room for one more. So there's all the dog food. Oh, I got a couple things back there. There we go. And all the dog food is put away, except for the jars I'll be using.